Hi, and welcome to the Toon Goons, a podcast in which we take an adult and critical perspective into the world of cartoons and animation and analyze how they affect the pop cultural landscape at large. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
I'm Nina.
And this week we have a special guest, our friend Jake. Say hi, Jake.
Hello.
Jake is here because we planned on doing this during MagFest, but didn't because we grossly overestimated how much time we'd have.
We just spent way too much fun at the con, and you guys should have been there.
All right, this week we are talking about Revolutionary Girl Utena, and it's going to be a hell of a discussion. And in case you haven't looked at the file size yet, this is going to be a super long episode because we just got a lot to cover with news and everything.
Because we all know that you love sitting down and listening to 4 hours of people talk about cartoons. Because
maybe you have a plane ride
for that.
Stop it. Okay. Okay. So first, we're going to start with news, like we always do. We got a lot of stuff. Nina, where do you want to start?
Let's start with the Annie Awards.
Annie Awards.
So last Sunday? I'm going to say Sunday.
Yeah.
Today is the 2nd of February.
Yep.
The 42nd Annie Awards were held, and we know the winners. So Best Animated Feature went to How to Train Your Dragon 2, which isn't super surprising because it also won the Golden Globe, so they're a real contender. And
yeah, I mean, what we said for the Oscars, or what I said, I guess, is that, because we know the Oscars voting record, the most likely is going to be Big Hero 6 because they just go for Disney. But How to Train Your Dragon 2 is the only other movie on that nominee list that has a chance. And I think because the first one was well received, that kind of I think that trickled down into their field of view. And also the Academy doesn't like superheroes, so they might not want to vote for Big Hero 6.
And for some reason, they left out the Lego movie. God damn it.
But we're talking about the good award show. Who else won?
And that film also carried the directing award. I'm not going to bother with directing stuff unless you're really interested. But general audience animated television was The Simpsons. But best animated television for children's audience was Gravity Falls. And it was a very stiff competition. It was Legend of Korra, Gravity Falls, Wander Over Yonder, Adventure Time, and Over the Garden Wall, which was crazy. And
that is a tough competition.
Yeah, and I'm a little disappointed that Over the Garden Wall didn't win. I think that's why Alex Hirsch was drinking, because he's like, it's gonna win. I mean...
Was Steven nominated?
No.
I don't think it would have been.
It was not.
That's...
Wait, I was thinking, it wouldn't have... it hasn't been long enough for people to really understand how great of a show Steven is. So, I don't think the awards people would be that keen on, picking it so soon.
I guess.
Yeah, our favorite was Over the Garden Wall because it's the only time it can win this award.
Exactly. It's a miniseries. It's never going to get that chance again. And it's why...
Yeah.
Why not? It was a television, event of the year, in our world.
Yeah, I that being said, I do think Gravity Falls is good enough to have deserved it. That's the thing, is that all of them deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
General audience going to The Simpsons in 2015, that's kind of fucked up. I mean, wasn't Bob's Burgers nominated?
Probably.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller won for Best Writing in a Feature for the Lego Movie. Ben Kingsley won for voice acting
in the Box Trolls, which
in the Box.
I mean, I don't remember who else. I don't remember who else was in a movie. Yeah, I don't know who else was up, but he was great in that. And then Bill Farmer won for Goofy and Grandma in a Disney Mickey Mouse short, which was I saw that one. That one's spectacular.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that one. I
the
love
one with
Goofy, so I
it's
have
the
to
one
watch
with Goofy's grandma. It's sublime.
Yay!
Mickey Mouse also won writing in an animated broadcast, and I don't know if it was for the whole show or for that episode, because I don't know if it's like the Emmys where they break it down by episode. But if it was just for that episode, I'll give it to him because that short was the best one of these they've done.
Yeah. But Wander Over Yonder did win something. They won character animation in an animated television broadcast production. It went to Justin Nichols.
And they also won character design in animated TV broadcast.
Best short went to Feast, everybody's favorite puppy.
Second favorite puppy. My favorite puppy's my puppy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 won some, like, more technical stuff.
Korra won a storyboarding award. Yeah, that's about it. But, like, it was good, I guess, the results. I don't know.
There's just a best video game award. Just not even animation in video game, just best
There
video
is a
game.
best animation in video game. That was character animation that went to Assassin's Creed Unity, which doesn't seem fair because I'm pretty sure they've been copy pasting those animations since 2007.
Yes, it's like a decade in the making.
Next story is this is a little of an older one, again, it's been a while since we recorded, is the major layoffs for DreamWorks. The layoffs, according to the LA Times, it's among 2,200 employees facing layoffs, animators, storyboard artists, production personnel, support staff, which is pretty amazing because in 2003 they had some pretty mass layoffs, but that was only 350 people, and this is like a much larger scale, so...
That was 100 years ago.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
I think as this podcast goes on, people are going to assume I just don't know how to count. And it's not that I don't know how, I choose not to.
I didn't even realize that over 2,000 people worked at an animation studio. Like, I understand that it's a lot of people, but, like...
Well, they produce a lot of movies in tandem. They're not like Pixar I guess you'll have pre-pro in tandem, but they're making one movie at a time.
Not anymore. I mean... Not since their one movie a year schedule.
Well, they took a fucking hiatus, but after they're like, oh, our last 3 movies were kind of dump. No, they weren't dump. They were below their level.
They were subpar.
Yeah, DreamWorks puts out at least 2 movies a year.
Yeah.
And they've got animated series as this is.
Yep.
That's right.
So that makes a lot of sense to me that they would have a lot of people. And it sucks that they're now out of a job because I mean, we talk about DreamWorks a lot because they're in the news a lot and it's almost always bad news. They make good movies. They also make dump movies. But when they're on point, when they're firing on all 12, they make great movies. How to Train Your Dragon 2 was great. You know, the Kung Fu Panda movies were great. I don't know what else, but
Part of the problem.
Shrek 2.
Yeah, apparently this is the staff located at their Glendale and Redwood City campuses. So I guess they have more than one campus.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, they do a lot.
Yeah, but you know, it really stinks. And like finding a job in animation industry, I mean, it's not the easiest thing ever. Like, there's only so many studios.
I mean, and also, it's 2015. Finding a job is very difficult. So then you compound it with a difficult industry. You know, these people, who knows what they're going to have to do to get back into the industry. Maybe they can't. That's extremely sad. They got in, and now they got kicked out. And not because they fucked up, because, you know, the money's not there, because investors don't have any faith in the studio. I mean, they're trying to do that weird merger or whatever that we were talking about, and who knows what's going to happen. But this blows, and I really hate talking about bad DreamWorks news.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can find, like, a TV animation place to go to, because, I mean, it's not like that's... Like, movies are becoming, like, more expensive in blockbusters, but, like, TV is still, like, has a place for them, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know, with Netflix and Hulu, it's easier to do like direct to streaming stuff, and that's probably not as expensive. Anyway, what else you got?
Yeah, I want to do a follow-up, like a short follow-up to a short story we did before about the Astro Boy reboot. I found some more information about it, so I thought I would share. The reboot is going to be a joint project between Tezuka Production and Francis Karibara Animation. It's going to mix 2D and 3D CG, and it's planned for 26 half-hour episodes. So that's just a little bit more of what we know. It's going to be set in the present and boast a contemporary design targeting new generations of kids. It will incorporate new characters and combine positive things from the past version and new elements. So, at least we have more of an idea of how this thing is going to take shape whenever the heck it finally does come out.
I'm excited about this. All the news that Nina just said, that's all good news. That, 26 half-hour episodes, that's a lot of show. We know who's making it, and they seem to have a good head on their shoulders in terms of, the direction they're taking it. Because you gotta modernize it, because Astro Boy was written in, 1875.
No. Not even a little bit.
Awful counting.
But yeah, I mean, it's because, Tessica Productions has the right to continue to control the IP. Now, for the first time in a long time, they have producers of this series will be able to create a completely new story because they are working with the creators of the IP. So, we'll get some new, interesting stuff here. And I'm very excited. I mean, I feel like you can only go up from the the theatrical movie in 2006, I believe it was. You can only get better. So I hope it's better. I really do, because I really like Astro Boy a lot.
I really want them to, when they promote this, to the hashtag be he must succeed.
Okay, everybody, hashtag he must succeed. Speaking of hashtags, Alex Hirsch, in another short story, says that Gravity Falls is returning February 16th. So we have a little bit of a ways to go, but it's happening. With the bone-chilling terror of Northwest Mansion mystery, hashtag come play with us Dipper. I believe this is the one where they go to Pacifica Northwest's house for a party and some shit goes down. I don't know.
If the hashtag is any indication, the shit that's going to go down is a Shining.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I love this show. I'm glad it's back again.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, yeah, I wish it were, it would stay back, but also I want to see what they actually are planning to do with Pacifica Northwest, because, other than just keeping her, the stereotype she was in the first season, looks like they want to do something more.
Yeah, Gulf War definitely implied that.
Alrighty. And another news on one of our show's darlings, Legend of Korra. Even though the show isn't going on anymore, Nick.com recently put up a family tree feature on their site that reveals some of the names of a few characters we haven't seen before, and sort of answering some questions, but not all the questions that we've had about the family tree. So, now we know Unalaq's wife's name. Hooray!
Melina.
Now we know Bolin's grandfather's name.
And mother.
Oh, yeah, and the mom's name.
Naoki.
Yeah.
The first one that I went down to, I don't know if this was anyone else's reaction, but I went straight down to Toph. And I just wanted to check, because I think that the Lin and Sue's dads, I think that shouldn't be a big focus, and I think it's good that they're not putting too much focus on the names there.
Mm-hmm. Because, they were just duders who she's not for me, see ya.
Yeah, we still don't know who Sue's dad, what his name was, but if we've had any indication from Lin's dad, it was just some nice guy that she met at some point. And then was oh, yeah. Toph's mom's name is Poppy. I didn't know that. Do we know that?
I think we may have known that. That's probably said once. Now the thing here that I'm fixating on, and this is something that is probably been knowledge for a while, I just haven't read it yet. Zuko's mom, Ursa, had another husband.
Yes,
Ika.
That was revealed.
That was in the search?
The search, which is canon. It was the story. The search is the story that Bryke wanted to tell after the end of the original series, when Nickelodeon was no, we're not giving you that TV movie.
We don't like success.
So it was the second story arc in the comics. And it does finally tell us what the hell happened to Zuko's mom. And part of what happened to Zuko's mom was that, like, her past caught up to her and that she had another husband. And apparently another kid, which I didn't know that part. Because I never finished reading The Search. So that's something.
There's just some cool world-building stuff.
Yeah. You know, we still don't know who Zuko's wife is, but, you know.
We don't know anything about any family of Sokka. We know very little about Sokka post Airbender.
Yeah, that would have been nice to know. Oh well.
He was important or something. He was on the council, but that's about it.
Yeah, but you know, it's available. It's interesting. You know, if you're really into Avatar lore and like you want to dig into it and you haven't heard about this, definitely check it out.
Yeah, let's hope more of this stuff becomes expounded upon in the Dark Horse comics they're going to make after they're done making that novel of just Korra and Asami just fucking. You gotta do that first, because I deserve it, damn it.
In more fun news of stuff that's going on Nick.com, we have this short up called Tonks Island, which was created by the creator of Rocket Dog, everybody's favorite long-forgotten cartoon hangover short.
Easily the best one on there.
Yeah. It's available right now. You can watch it. It's really cute and weird.
It might be region locked to the U.S. Mel Roach's blog has like a link to a plug-in workaround thing if you're outside the United States. She's Australian.
Yes, which is pretty funny that she can't even watch it because
it's like that Romeo and Juliet movie where the girl who played Juliet couldn't see it in theaters because it was rated R or whatever because it had her titties in them.
Yep. Yeah, but just look up Mel Roach's Tumblr and the post. She has some information on how to get around the region locked stuff. And if you're not region locked, have fun watching it on Nick.com. It's pretty interesting. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, I don't know why it's on there. I don't know if there's some kind of deal Nick.com has with cool shorts, but it's cool, so have fun with that. Alrighty, so I have two more stories, each about ladies in cartoons. I guess we'll start with the more dense one. So, if you haven't heard, there's this show in Pakistan called the Burka Avenger. And the Burka Avenger is about this woman named Jia, I believe, who's a school teacher, and in her civilian life, but in her superhero life, she dons a burqa and beats the shit out of Islamic extremists who don't think girls should go to school, and fights by throwing books and pens at people.
I think this is the coolest fucking thing. Like, I saw this pop up on my Tumblr dash and I started jumping up and down because it's so cool for a lot of reasons. You know, this is the first show of this kind coming out of Pakistan. We talked about more Pakistani animation earlier on the show with that movie that's coming out, Three Bahadur.
Yeah.
Which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. Yeah. But what I like about so we've got your standard Batman setup of secret life, fighting crime.
Also, her parents are dead.
Also, her parents are dead. And I like that she's beating the shit out of the Taliban because they're so despicable and terrible. But I like how.
But she's doing it with books.
Yeah. So
it's not bad violence.
This is the kind of thing that I think one could see as potentially trivializing the whole affair of the Taliban oppression, but I don't see it that way. And I mean, I don't have any skin in the game, so take my white ass's word for it, but for what it's worth. But it's not just that she's punching these extremists or hitting them with books. She's also a school teacher. She's also attacking the actual symptoms of the problems of this campaign of weaponized ignorance that these people are trying to force down in this area. I haven't seen the show. Like, apparently some of it's on YouTube. I don't know how.
Yes.
Apparently, visually it looks kind of Nick Jr. because, I mean, the budget's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, Pakistan doesn't exactly have a long history of animation, so like they're working on it.
Yeah, they're dealing with what they can.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't look great. There are some parts that look pretty good. Obviously, the Burka Avenger herself looks really good most of the time. Those kids look kind of creepy, though. Whenever anybody opens their mouth, it's not great, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that they're making an iPhone game as well, and when I was watching the trailer, I was thinking, these animations are kind of janky. They almost look like video game animations. Maybe they're doing that to, like, be able to keep animations over from, like, the series.
No, they actually already produced the game. I believe the game came first, because the game was like, it was just like an iPhone game where it's a burqa'd woman protecting a school, and you throw pens and book power-ups at these approaching, like, evil Taliban people approaching the school. The concept was created by Pakistani pop star Aaron Haroon Rashid. Obviously, the most controversial aspect of this show is the burqa. For one thing, it's not a burqa, it's a niqab. So that's strike one. But he says that that she's using the burqa or niqab to hide her identity like other superheroes. Since she's a woman, we could have her dress up like Catwoman or Wonder Woman. But that probably wouldn't have worked in Pakistan. Probably not. The show only has one episode out right now, and you can watch it on YouTube, subbed in from Urdu. The second episode is going to be airing August 4th. It features a lot of Pakistani rap and hip-hop musicians, because, Haroon, that's like his jam. They already released the music video for Don't Mess with the Lady in Black, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, one thing I actually like about the her wearing the niqab is, it's very much, her embracing her cultural identity. Like if it was like a Catwoman, Wonder Woman thing, it wouldn't be as like uniquely Pakistani as like embracing the positive sides of Islam that Western media tends to ignore and erase.
Well, and she, it's complicated because, like, I've read a lot of stuff about this, like a lot of well-written stuff. And one thing is that, like, there are other garments that are more native to Pakistan other than the niqab that they could have gone with.
Yeah.
Or, like, I mean, in the garment itself is always controversial because there's always, like, this idea that when you imagine a Muslim woman, you imagine her with this item of clothing. Though I do want to point out that when she's Gia, just like walking around doing her thing, she's completely uncovered. She doesn't even wear a hijab or anything. She uses the burqa as a disguise to hide herself from her enemies. It's a superhero costume, which I think is a very interesting decision. And I don't know if I'm educated enough to be like totally 100% like, this is the best thing ever. But from my Western point of view, I think it's the super coolest thing. But it's airing on Pakistani Nickelodeon. You can watch it online. I say check it. It's for very young kids. Keep in mind, like, there's this reoccurring goof with, like, one of the guys, like, his pants is always falling off for some dumb reason. But, like, it is definitely trying to be very progressive in its own way. Like,
and I think
progressive, not very subtly, though. Like, the bad guys are being like, these girls shouldn't go to school. They should be in the kitchen and cooking food. And then the girls are like, no. And then the Burka Avenger comes and beats the crap out of them. But you know what? It's for very little kids, so.
And I think it's kind of good to, like, get this mindset into very little kids that, hey, fuck this Taliban shit. You got, this is how, you educate your youth is through popular media.
Yeah, and it's all about the power and importance of education because, she's fighting for education. She's a teacher. Like, I think she's really cool. I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and I think I like it. I'm going to say that I like it.
Yeah, I definitely like it, but I will also admit I'm some white American dumbass who, like, doesn't understand the full scope of it, but, like, I think that it's certainly very, very well intentioned.
But it should be called the Niqab Avenger, because she's not wearing a burqa, she's wearing a niqab. Anyway. And the last story, also about another lady type person to appear in a cartoon.
Of color.
Of color, is what I've been waiting for a very long time. Meet Disney's newest princess, Elena of Avalor, the first Disney Latina princess. This princess is not going to get a movie, but she is going to be premiering. She's going to be premiered in the hit show Sophia the First, and then is going to get her own spin-off series. So she's going to have her own show, and they're definitely going to put her into the Disney princess canon thing.
Yeah, she looks very toyetic. She looks like they're going to make some merch of this.
Oh, of course they are. Disney princesses is the most lucrative thing Disney has as far as merchandise is concerned.
And cars.
Yeah. So it's going to premiere on Disney Junior for 2016, so it's a little ways away. But the role of 16-year-old Princess Elena, she's bold, caring, funny, clever, and she's going to ascend to the fairy tale kingdom throne of Avalor. She's going to be voiced by Aimee Carrero from ABC Family's Young and Hungry. Cantor, who I suppose is one of the producers of the show. I hate these articles. Nancy Cantor, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Disney Junior Worldwide, said, "Our creative team has delivered a universal story with themes that authentically reflect the hopes and dreams of our diverse audience. What excites us most is the chance to use distinctive animation and visual design to tell wonderful stories influenced by culture and traditions that are familiar to the worldwide population of Hispanic and Latino families and reflect the interests and aspirations of all children as told through a classic fairy tale."
Now, I've never seen any Sophia the First, but isn't she coded Hispanic? Because my understanding, it takes place in a fantasy world with a bunch of made up country names, but the country that her mom is from, she's got her mom, and then her stepdad is the king, that's why she's the princess. So that the country that she's from is coded Hispanic. It's all made up, but it's like this Elena, she's from a made up place, but it's coded Latin. And do you know? Because I think I know. Kashida?
I don't know. I mean, here's the premise of the special. Maybe that'll help you. I don't know. So Princess Elena's journey began long ago when her parents and kingdom were taken from her by the evil sorceress Shuriki. Elena bravely faced the sorceress to protect her little sister, Princess Isabel, and grandparents, but in the process, her magical amulet pulled her inside its enchanting jewel, saving her life, but imprisoning her at the same time. Decades later, Princess Sophia of Enchantia...
Motherfucker!
discovers the truth about the amulet she has worn since joining her royal family and sets out to restore Elena to her human form and help her return to the kingdom of Avalor. While Elena is the rightful heir to the throne, she's only 16, so she will rule Avalor with the help of a grand council comprised of her grandfather Tito, grandmother Sisi, and royal advisor Duke Esteban. And there's going to be a magical wizard... I don't know.
It says... told through a classic fairy tale. Is this a fairy tale that we should know? I don't see it. I don't see a name of a fairy tale anywhere in here.
No, these fucking people will just throw the word classic around whenever. I think Disney's already calling Frozen a classic, fairy tale.
I think it's supposed to be a classic style fairy tale.
Yeah,
so their own fairy tale.
I see these motions coming. It looks fine. It looks like it'll be fun for that audience. I think it's kind of dumb that they're clearly looking to merchandise this new character at the same level as all the other Disney princesses, but aren't giving her the courtesy of her own movie.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, I wanted a Latina princess. The closest thing I had was like Pocahontas, but that movie was really problematic. So like, even in the 90s when it came out, people were like, I don't think this was a good idea. So they don't make as much Pocahontas merchandise. So I'd like go to the store and be like, where's the Pocahontas pretty princess one?
Where's a single brown woman?
Well, Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Yeah,
and Esmeralda.
Yeah, but she's not a princess.
No.
She doesn't really get counted as a princess. Like,
yeah,
sometimes, but like,
I think she's a bit too adult for the audience Disney's aiming for.
Although, the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Right. Like, when I was a kid, I hated that movie. I hated every minute of that movie.
Me too.
It was too scary.
Same.
And mean.
It was too mean. It was cruel. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that was the part that I hated. Like, I hated how the Hunchback was treated. Just, no.
Yeah. But yeah, I sort of had an amalgamation. I was like, well, I guess I could pick Jasmine, Pocahontas, or Mulan. But I would like to pick one that looked like all three of them had a baby. And now I can! Huzzah!
Through the magic of marketing.
Through the magic of marketing. I'm now represented. Yay! My dreams have come true. Thanks, Disney.
All is forgiven.
And that's all she wrote.
And that's all our news?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.